Ingebrigtsen starting to really throw down the gauntlet. Well, suddenly in the space of 100 meters or so, a big gap. And now Ingebrigtsen is entering the finishing straight. He can see the finish line in front of him now. Behind him, it's looking like a battle for silver between Chapanelli and Mohammed. So Ingebrigtsen about 100 meters to go now. Behind him, Chapanelli just getting clear for the silver medal. Mohammed looking now very tired. But the under-20 men's gold medal goes to Norway. The youngest competitor in this race, Jakob Ingebrigtsen, shows he's got wise old shoulders and a fantastic talent. Well, just over 6 kilometers of running, 17 minutes and 6 seconds, 8 seconds between him and Johannes Chapanelli, with bronze going to Mohammed from Great Britain. So we've got 2 men over 2:28. The bar is going to go up to 2:30. Nediasku is going to pass his next attempt. Well, it's starting to crank up in the 5,000 meters as well. 4,000 meters in 12:11:52. But now the running's starting to get serious. Navales cutting across. Ingebrigtsen up there, Hassan and Russo. And that's starting to look like the men who are going to be contesting the medals. Now Navales making a long run for home. He knows Ingebrigtsen has got a tremendous turn of pace over the final 200 meters. He's going to try and take the sting out of Ingebrigtsen. Russo now starting to look a bit leaden, and Hassan is off the back. Well, Navales really making a long drive for home. Just hearing the bell. Ingebrigtsen now just glancing behind to see where Navales is. Russo, well, he's got 1 gold medal in his collection. He's going to have to hang on here if he's going to visit the podium a second time. This is Ingebrigtsen, though, gaining redemption for that fall in the 1,500 meters. Well, he's not going to pull off a unique treble, but the 5,000 meters now is looking as though it's going to Norway. He's coming round with 200 meters to go, and the daylight is starting to appear between the Norwegian and Navales, the Spaniard. Russo now getting his second win, just starting to claw back the Spaniard, just starting to reel him in, the second man. The battle really is for second and third, because Jakob Ingebrigtsen gets redemption for that fall in the 1,500 meters. Eases up, crosses the line. Norway's Jakob Ingebrigtsen takes the 5,000 meters gold. Unofficially 14:41:68. Silver goes to Spain, Tarika Navales, and the bronze goes to Dorin Rusu from Romania, as the rest of the men come home. Well, Ingebrigtsen, I'm sure he was massively disappointed. Just look at the war wounds he's got. He's got at least 3 bits of plaster, and he's got plaster across his chest as well. And he's still getting over the barriers with reasonable ease, despite his inexperience. Now the bell. Bjorklund has passed Schmid into 4th, but there's a big gap between those two and the 3 medalists. It's Ingebrigtsen now moving well down the back straight, starting to drop the French. Foulot and Guillavert. It's going to be a domestic French battle for silver and bronze. Bjorklund trying to close on the Frenchman, but too much to make up. Here's the last water jump. Gets over it without any real difficulty. And Jakob Ingebrigtsen, 1 barrier to go, well on his way to the gold medal, over that safely. And now milking the applause from the crowd. Jakob Ingebrigtsen takes the gold medal, his 2nd gold medal of these championships. Well, he couldn't quite pull off the treble, which would have been a unique event. I've got to say, I can't remember the last time somebody won the steeplechase and the 5,000. That may be unique. Well, Gilbert came through for... it was Fellou indeed. Gilbert took the bronze, Fellou the silver for France. Just put some ointment on there to help it heal a bit quicker. Just a couple of 100 meters from home, and it's Barbaros attacking, but Ingebrigtsen just tracking him. Alaf drifting off. So too Gonzalez. Barbaros now desperately trying to shake off Ingebrigtsen. Ingebrigtsen, though, just looking very calm and collected. Gilbert looking behind him, starting to look very tired, but it's Alaf who's really... But now they turn the final corner, 70 meters into the finish line. Now Ingebrigtsen goes through the gears. Jakob Ingebrigtsen just flows into motion and stretches away from Barbaros of Turkey. Gold for the second year running in this event goes to Jakob Ingebrigtsen of Norway. Silver, Barbaros of Turkey. And Gilbert of France takes the bronze. Alef 4. Just missing out on the medals.
It almost looked like they're looking out for each other there. Jakob looking over, and now we have 3 Ingebrigtsens in the lead.
There they go.
Youngster Jakob leading the way, followed by Philip and Hendrik. And then there's Chris O'Hare and Hormius Fire behind the 3 Norwegians.
Yes, the fire going well for the German crowd there.
2:01 they went through in.
So it's just slowed a little bit before the Ingebrigtsen charge. Still see Tefay running slightly wide, and then O'Hare just behind him. The 3 Ingebrigtsen with the German Tefay now moving into 3rd. O'Hare in 4th. Whiteman yet to show much, but he's still in touch. Well, it's very rare we see such a brotherly combination. Hard to think of anything that's rivaled this. And this is the youngster, Jakob, who leads at the bell in 2:44.49.
And you can see Charlie Grice there coming past on the outside now. Now we've got 3 Brits versus 3 Norwegians. Grice now coming up on Philip Ingebrigtsen's shoulder. Then there is Chris O'Hare on Henrik's shoulder. And behind is also Jake Whiteman. So it's all blue and white.
Ingebrigtsen and the Brits with Tesfaye, the best placed other athlete. Debjani behind them as well. And we've got still Batasius holding on. But the charge round the final bend now, and it's the youngster, the 17-year-old, Jakob Ingebrigtsen.
Charlie Grice in 2nd.
O'Hare is in 3rd. Whiteman is finishing strongly. But Jakob Ingebrigtsen, this sensational 17-year-old talent, they're gaining on him. Can they get there in the end? Wow! Jakob Ingebrigtsen just wins it. But there's a fine last effort there to get the silver as well. Oh, what a race, but what a talent. Jakob Ingebrigtsen at 17.
But look at Martin Lewandowski coming there through. I don't know where he came from. I didn't see him anywhere in that race, and he just storms through there. He has this absolutely fantastic finish, the pole. What a performance from him as well.
And now it's Florian Cavallo, who does have a good finish, but I'm just wondering what the 10 will have taken out of his legs.
This is not especially quick. 11:21 with 2 laps to go. We'll get a bell time this time.
As they come into the home straight for the penultimate time, 500 metres to go, there or thereabouts. And it's Jakob Ingebrigtsen followed by Henrik Ingebrigtsen as Belgium's Isaac Kameli gets up there on the shoulder, and Dumi just behind them. Now it's going to really start to pick up the pace. Jakob Ingebrigtsen now at the front, followed by his older brother Henrik. It's Amdouni of France, Kameli of Belgium. The fast finishing Italian Cripper is in 5th. Arakan starting to struggle just a little bit, starting to lose pace with the leaders. But it's the two Ingebrigtsens at the front. And Dumi coming round. Now it's Kimeli into third. Tripper still not getting up with the leaders, but we know he's got a lightning finish down the home straight. But it's the Ingebrigtsens, led by Jakob, the 17-year-old. Behind him his older brother, 2012 European 1500-meter champion. But I don't think he's going to be able to add to his title. It's going to be Jakob Ingebrigtsen coming through for a stunning and memorable double. Jakob Ingebrigtsen adds to his 1500-meter title. He's now the 5,000-meter champion as well. Henrik Ingebrigtsen comes home to make it a memorable family double. Henrik takes the silver. Well, 13:17.06 into the bargain, a European under-20 record.
56-second last lap, and we've just seen one of the most stunning doubles, surely, in distance running history. May not be the fastest pair of runs, but for a 17-year-old to win the 1500 and come back the next day and win the 5,000, we are seeing history.
Without a doubt. I mean, we can only speculate what's to come. Confirmation there of the time, 13:17.06, indeed it is, a European under-20 record. And on the run-in, Murad Amdouni manages to hold off Tripper and Kimeli to take the bronze to add to his gold from the 10,000 metres. But the story has got to be, this is one of the stories of the championship, of course. Dean Rasher-Smith, perhaps the women's story. Jakob Ingebrigtsen, probably the men's. What's going on there?
Come on, we can make this one too.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen that in a race.
Look at the way he finishes. Ease. It's 56-second last lap. Oh.
And we didn't mention it, it's also the European fastest time as well this year.
I'm just speechless. I've just watched that and I couldn't even say anything because this young talent, he was the talk of the arena today. Everyone in the media centre today was talking about his performance last night, and God, what will they be talking about tonight?
And suddenly Umais is having to grit his teeth. What did you say? It's just so effortless. If he does take the gold medal, it's starting to look as though he might. He'd be the first person ever to win 3 successive men's under-20 titles. Steph Twell did it in the women's race a few years back, but no man has ever done it. And now suddenly a very large gap in just a very short space of distance has opened up between Jakob Ingebrigtsen and Umais, Spaniard now. Well, he's still looking very relaxed, but the two men are operating at very different speeds. So just over 100 metres now to the line. And Ingebrigtsen just makes it look so easy, looking as though he's barely broken sweat. Takes congratulations of one of the crowd there. And he's looking for the applause as he comes into the home straight. About 30 metres to go before he crosses the line. Jakob Ingebrigtsen gets his hat-trick of gold medals. Ingebrigtsen of Norway takes the gold yet again for the 3rd year running. And he becomes a mud angel. Umais of Spain takes the silver, followed by Elzan Bibic. Jake Hayward, a great 1500-metre runner, didn't quite have the stamina this time. Simon Haugen in 5th. So 2 Norwegians in the first 5.
The 2 Ingebrigtsens, Leigh Anderson, Bedran, O'Hare. Still a little push at the side. They're still jockeying for positions. Jakob perhaps just stepping up the pace just that little bit. The Ingebrigtsen brothers have it at the moment. O'Hare, of course, who's now in 3rd, has a 1500-metre runner's finish. And then Leigh Anderson. And Bedrani just behind him. Bartelsmeyer taking closer order as well. It's 2 laps to go, and it's the Ingebrigtsens with O'Hare, Leanderson and Bedrani. Those 5 getting clear. The 2 Ingebrigtsens getting clear. Jakob leading Henrik. Or the other way around, I'm sorry. Yes, it's the 2 Ingebrigtsen brothers really going well. Jakob staying on the shoulder of his elder brother. Jakob with such talent, even Henrik has to acknowledge that. They go through the bell together. O'Hare in 3rd place, Leanderson in 4th, Bedrani then behind him. They're well clear of the rest of the field. The battle on, but the crowd are cheering because they can see Chris O'Hare making a really strong bid here. It's still Jakob, then Henrik, then Chris O'Hare. Jakob Ingebrigtsen, though, this brilliant 19-year-old stretching away from the field. A really classy run. He's adding yet another medal to his brilliant talent. How many more are there to come? And O'Hare just takes it from Henrik Ingebrigtsen, who falls across the line. Jakob Ingebrigtsen, our winner here. Chris O'Hare will be a popular medalist for Scotland, and Henrik Ingebrigtsen makes it 2 brothers who will step onto the victory podium. But what a talent Jakob Ingebrigtsen is. And remember, he's got the 1500 to come.
But it's still Gomez in front with 3 laps to go. 2:21.30 at 900 metres. Still pretty leisurely pace. Now Ingebrigtsen looks as though he's starting to just wind it up slightly.
And Lewandowski placed very nicely. He's in 3rd place, just covering those at the front, making sure he's not boxed in.
Denisiel in 4th, Probst in 5th, Sazenak in 6th at the moment. Well, 400 metres to go. Ingebrigtsen swerves around Gomez. Gomez gives him a tap, and now Ingebrigtsen starting to head for home. Lewandowski now working hard in 3rd place. Bit of daylight between the leading 3, back to Denisiel.
57 seconds for the last 400. This is different.
Well, Ingebrigtsen now coming up to hear the bell. Lewandowski on his shoulder. Lewandowski hits the front. Lewandowski now making his challenge for the gold. Ingebrigtsen now following him. Gomez starting to get detached. Gomez drifting back. Still in 3rd place, the Spaniard. This is the battle for the gold medal as they come off the bend for the last time. It's Lewandowski in front. Ingebrigtsen behind him. Has Ingebrigtsen got enough in his legs? No, it's Lewandowski pulling away to defend his title. Marcin Lewandowski takes gold, denies Jakob Ingebrigtsen a historic double, but a terrific race, tactically astute. Marcin Lewandowski defends his title and takes once again the European Indoor 1500 metres crown. When did it change from 3 to 4 to score?
I think it was last year.
I think it was 2 years ago, I'm not sure. Anyway, we'll work that one out before we get to the next race.
Well, I was just going to say that last full lap by Ingebrigtsen was 10 seconds, more or less, quicker than the previous lap. So that's why all these gaps are open. And I think we should savour this because it may be a long time again before we see somebody winning 4 successive under 20 titles. He won his first title at the age of 16.
Well, prior to him coming on the scene, nobody had won more than 2. A couple of people had defended titles, but none had done like Steph Tweller's done in the under 20 ranks and gone and won 3 titles. Anyway, I think we should just sit back and enjoy this because this is a magnificent bit of distance endurance running. He looks just so calm and confident. He's got about 2 more minutes of running still to go, just under a kilometre, and he looks absolutely majestic. I think there's very little doubt that barring something quite unforeseen, Jakob Ingebrigtsen is on his way to a record 4th Spa European Cross Country Championships under 20 title. Just a slight slip going around the corner there, but he's got such a big advantage. There's not very much that's going to stop him romping his way to yet another gold medal. I mean, given the fact that he's also got his brothers Henrik and Philip winning medals both at world and European level, there's going to be, well, the medal cabinet in the Ingebrigtsen household must be creaking now. So he's just about a minute of running left, just starting to blow very slightly. There we see Gaudet Aslihan just tripping very slightly, but he's got enough space between him and the 4th place. It's looking as though now, well, Aslihan's starting to look a little bit tired. He's looking to look now as though the colour of the medals has been decided. Certainly Ingebrigtsen on his way to yet another gold medal. Just looking now around the course, he's coming around the bend. He's got about another 500 metres of running, and very soon he's going to turn into the home straight. Behind him, an outstanding run from Efren Gidai, 19-year-old Irish junior 5,000 metre runner. And here he is, just turning into the home straight now. We can see him coming down. He's had to... What was going on there? He just had to leap the barrier at the side. Anyway.
It is tighter over there than it looks, and I think that's going to be the speed he was coming down. That is very relevant.
Right, so he's celebrating, he's cheering, and he's going to be the very first gold medalist at the Spa European Cross Country Championships. Ingebrigtsen, Jakob Ingebrigtsen takes gold in the under-20 men's race.
Ahead of his teammate Fontes, who's back in 6th place at the moment, but you've got 2 Poles and 2 Spaniards fairly near the sharp end of this race. Well, you've got the battle between Ingebrigtsen and Lewandowski, who's on home turf here, and trying to add his name to the history books, which he's already done so over so many years. And fantastic to think, really, that he's setting a new indoor best at the grand age of 33. Ingebrigtsen, 13 years his junior, trying to climb even higher than 5th on the all-time indoor list for 1,500 metres. They hit the bell, 3:38 pace here. Ingebrigtsen trying to avenge defeat from 2 years ago. Lewandowski isn't finished just yet, and look at Gomez. Perhaps while we're watching the front two battle once again, we're forgetting about Gomez, who's still very much there on this last lap. Jakob Ingebrigtsen is seen off Lewandowski, and he's the champion, age 20. What a talent. Lewandowski beaten by 5 seconds in that recent race in France. Closer this time around, but in the end he's beaten by a tremendous young Norwegian champion. Both very much making history.
There's now a bit of daylight between the leading 6. So it's Ingebrigtsen, Michel, Hay, Katir, Kimeli and Gressier. They're the leading 6, and they're just starting to get slightly away from the rest. Oh, Rowe has managed to tow the rest of the field back. So still 12 men. 3 laps to go. It is getting faster and faster. Ingebrigtsen is making this long surge from home, but he hasn't shaken anybody off just yet. Michel gritting his teeth. He's had success over 10,000 metres, Michel, and maybe that's where his ambitions lie these days, over the longer distances, the Spaniard. Katir now moving up. Katir, the Spaniard, with a rather ungainly running style, but it is effective. He is quick. Fastest man in Europe this year with that blue bib on his. So we're now 300 metres from home, and it really is starting to crank up. They're going to come into the home straight now for the penultimate time, and they're going to hear the bell very shortly. And it's Ingebrigtsen, Katir, Kimeli. That's the 1, 2, 3 at the moment with Michel, and then daylight back to the rest. Ingebrigtsen now starting to go through the gears with 200 metres to go. He's looking around. Katir working so hard to try and stay with him, but Ingebrigtsen now starting to pull away from the rest. Kimeli trying to get around Katir, finding his way blocked, and Ingebrigtsen's home and away. That long surge from 600 metres out. Kimeli gets himself through on the inside to take the silver, and Michel of Spain gets the bronze. Well, a 2:21, 2:22 for those purposes of argument. Last kilometre. Personal best for Ingebrigtsen, and he still doesn't look that much out of breath. 3 top-class races before this, and he's still got enough in the tank to take the gold medal and set a personal best over 15 laps of the track.
It doesn't look like it. Jakob Ingebrigtsen is well on his way to victory here as he rounds up here. It looks like Jakob Ingebrigtsen is putting this race to bed. He is on his way as he rounds that turn. He has got a 10-15 metre advantage. This is the muckiest, the trickiest section of this course. He'll be probably careful here just to make sure he doesn't lose his footing at any point, because it looks like that's the only thing that might stop Jakob Ingebrigtsen at this stage. He is pulling out an advantage. We haven't seen him race since the Norwegian champs over 1500 metres back in September. He won that, of course, with ease. But here he is again, first race back. We wondered about his fitness, but it looks in fine fettle right now because he is tearing this field apart. He saved it all for the last lap, but now that he's injected this pace, it looks like Aras Kaya and Jimmy Gressier back in third have nothing left to answer.
It really does look like he was just biding his time. We said maybe he'd use those same tactics he employed in Lisbon with a big last lap, but whatever he's done today, Jakob Ingebrigtsen, it's very impressive and just shows his prowess over any surface. See Aras Kaya there working hard. He's looking behind, but I don't think he's got anything to fear from Jimmy Gressier. I think Jimmy Gressier has got to dig incredibly deep to hold on to that bronze medal. There's a whole pack behind him chasing and helping each other to they'll be motivated by team points, but at some point they might realise there's a bronze medal up for grabs, but not a gold medal. That is on its way to Norway with Jakob Ingebrigtsen.
Absolutely, I think France might get that gold. Norway will pack well as well, but we'll see how the team medals shake up in a while. But this is all about the individual race right now and the individual brilliance of Jakob Ingebrigtsen. You can see the amount of fans lining the course. No one has left the course here in Chancery. This is the man so many had come from all over Ireland and indeed abroad to see today. He is a star of global distance running. He is an A-list star of the sport, and at 21 years old he has accomplished so much in his young career. He is pulling out that advantage every step of the way. It's about 40-50 metres now over Aras Kaya. Jimmy Gressier has actually responded well for second and may end up in the battle for silver, but as he rounds the last turn into the home straight for the final time, it's a good time to reflect on the career of Jakob Ingebrigtsen. Back in 2016 he announced his talent to the world when showing up at the European Cross Country Championships under 20 race. He won 4 consecutive races at that. At the age of 17 he won 2 European outdoor titles on the track. He's won 3 European indoor titles, the youngest sub-4 miler in history, the Olympic champion at 1500 metres, a 3:28 1500 metre man. Norway's Jakob Ingebrigtsen at the age of 21, a title he'd never won is the European Cross Country Championship, but today in Dublin Jakob Ingebrigtsen has come of age with his first ever title at the European Cross Country Championships. King Ingebrigtsen in Dublin. It is Aras Kaya as well who's hung on for second. A brilliant performance from him. He ran so strongly through the opening laps. He made it an honest test, a stout defence of his title. Well done to Aras Kaya in second. And Jimmy Gressier fought so hard to contend up front. Not gold or silver, but it's a bronze medal, and a brilliant bronze it is for Jimmy Gressier. And we see the Irish athletes, Brian Fay, they're almost getting into the top 10 in the battle with Isaac Camilli. Comes across in 10th place. What a run by him. Carlos Maya comes across there in 11th for Spain, but Hannah, I'm not even sure if Jakob is out of breath.
He's probably not. We saw Axel van Christensen. He looked pretty relaxed after his victory in the first race this morning in the under-20 men's. But Jakob Ingebrigtsen, yeah, took that at a canter. As did Hugo Hay. So just sauntered into that 4th place. Just did enough to get those team points.